Nate here left this comment under a photo of me where I am wearing my Indiana Jezebel Spirit t-shirt, and he seems to be really bothered by the word Jezebel. I'm assuming Nate is a Christian. I was also raised as a Christian. I know the stories of Jezebel. So if seeing Jezebel on a t-shirt bothers him so much, I wonder how he feels seeing this.
In Indiana, specifically, I see if you look at the Republican ticket versus the Democrat ticket, it's strength and godly boldness versus I would say the Jezebel spirit.
That is Indiana's Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith almost exactly a year ago. Back in October of 2024, ahead of the election, he described the women running against them on the Democratic ticket as having the Jezebel spirit. Jezebel is a figure in the Bible. She appears mostly in the Old Testament, although there are a couple of references to her in the New Testament. And as far as we know, there is some historical evidence to show that Jezebel was in fact a real person. But of course, like all of the other stories in the Bible, her life is grossly exaggerated to make a point. It is exaggerated to be an allegory and a cautionary tale. In the Bible, Jezebel is meant to represent the epitome of wickedness. She is evil. She is manipulative. She uses her powers to try to undermine men's power. And she also encouraged people to worship false gods. She is the worst of the worst, according to these stories. And in the United States especially, the word Jezebel has a racial connotation because it was used as a slur against Black women. It was a pejorative term describing Black women as promiscuous or not knowing their place. So when Micah Beckwith calls the women running against him in the 2024 election Jezebels, and one of those women is also a Black woman, he is being a misogynist and racist. Pretty on brand for someone like Micah Beckwith. That kind of rhetoric has continued to come out of his mouth over the last year or so. He really believes that his interpretation of Christianity allows him to speak that way. And I'm trying to be really careful with my words here because Nate also says that me wearing the word Jezebel on my shirt is worse than me wearing a certain symbol. And the symbol he references is a symbol that represents a horrific extermination of millions of people, an actual historic event that happened less than a century ago, something that really happened. And to say I would be better off to wear that symbol than to wear the name of an exaggerated caricature in a fantasy book is problematic to say the least. And if someone like Nate or anybody else out there is more offended by the word Jezebel on my shirt than the words coming out of the mouth of one of our elected officials, then you are part of the problem.